Hidden deep within the misty valleys of the Carpathian Mountains, far from tourist trails and modern settlements, wild bears have become an unrelenting threat to isolated farming communities. These fierce predators break into grain stores, tear apart beehives, raid potato fields, and even kill calves and sheep tied near barns, leaving families without food or income after just one night. Villagers have tried electric fences, noisy deterrent devices, guard dogs, and relocation programs, but every method has failed against the cunning intelligence and sheer strength of the bears. What once seemed like scattered encounters has escalated into a full-scale crisis, threatening survival in this forgotten highland.
Close the door. Good boy.
So how can we stop this problem? Let's turn to hunting as a solution and continue watching to discover how this battle unfolds. Deep in the rugged Carpathian Mountains, wild bears wander through endless forests, shaded valleys, and rocky peaks, creating both awe and challenge for hunters who dare to pursue them. These mountains, stretching across Central and Eastern Europe, hold one of the densest populations of brown bears in the world, with some individuals reaching enormous size.
Nice shot.
Hunting these predators with a gun is not merely sport but also preparation, skill, and survival. Unlike smaller game, bears are resilient creatures with thick fur, solid bones, and powerful muscles, requiring high-powered guns and precise shot placement to ensure a safe and ethical result. For those who step into these remote lands, choosing the right weapon is not just a preference but the line between a successful hunt and a dangerous mistake.
Right in the shoulder, you got him.
When it comes to firearms, experienced hunters know that not every rifle is capable of handling the power and resilience of a Carpathian bear. Large caliber rifles are the standard, with popular choices such as the .30-06 Springfield, the .300 Winchester Magnum, and the legendary .375 HNH Magnum topping the list. Each of these delivers excellent stalking power and reliable penetration, which is crucial for bears weighing from 400 to 800 pounds. However, in the Carpathians, where bears can sometimes weigh more than 900 pounds in peak condition, hunters often choose stronger options such as the .338 Winchester Magnum or the .416 Rigby. These powerful cartridges are designed to bring down a charging animal quickly with one decisive shot, protecting the hunter while ensuring respect for the animal.
again, he's all yours.
Beyond sheer power, reliability and accuracy play an important role in bear hunting. Bolt-action rifles, built with sturdy mechanics and proven precision, are the top choice for many experts in the field. A reliable scope is equally important, as the dense forests of the Carpathians often reduce visibility to just a few dozen yards. A scope with clear glass and adjustable magnification helps hunters quickly align their aim in low light conditions or when a bear moves suddenly through the brush. Ammunition is also crucial. Controlled expansion bullets are strongly recommended, as they retain weight and drive deep through thick hide and heavy bones, ensuring maximum energy transfer to the most vital areas.
Right through there.
Shot placement is perhaps the most critical aspect of bear hunting, and it requires patience, calmness, and discipline under pressure. The most effective target zone is the bear's vital area, located just behind the front shoulder, where the lungs and heart lie. A well-placed bullet in this zone ensures a quick and humane kill. The hunter must resist the temptation to aim for the head, as the bear's skull is very thick and sloped, capable of deflecting bullets or preventing them from reaching the brain. Likewise, poorly placed body shots may only wound the animal, creating a dangerous situation where a massive predator could charge in defense. In the Carpathians, waiting for the right shooting angle, holding steady under adrenaline, and trusting your training can make the difference between life and death.
Do you want to try?
Safety and strategy must never be underestimated. Carpathian bears are famous for their unpredictable nature, and a missed or poorly executed shot can turn a controlled hunt into a terrifying encounter. For this reason, hunters rarely go alone. Having a companion or skilled guide provides backup firepower and valuable knowledge of the terrain. Moving across steep mountains, reading wind direction, and understanding animal behavior are just as important as shooting skills. Many hunters also carry a handgun, such as a .44 Magnum revolver, as a last line of defense if the bear attacks at close range. In these wild and harsh mountains, redundancy and preparation can save lives.
I'm on him. Got him. Alaska brown bear down, buddy. That's off.
Preparation is not limited to firearms and ammunition. To succeed in the Carpathians, hunters must adapt to their surroundings. Weather can change rapidly in the high mountains, so durable, waterproof clothing is essential, along with insulated boots capable of gripping steep, rocky ground. Scent control and camouflage help minimize detection, while quiet movements ensure the hunter can approach without alerting the bear. Do you prefer the reliability of a classic bolt-action rifle, or the tremendous power of a Magnum caliber rifle designed for dangerous game hunts? Share your thoughts in the comments below and tell us your strategy for this risky challenge. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more thrilling adventures as we take you to the wildest hunts around the world. Wild donkeys have long since crossed their original ecological boundaries, becoming a serious threat in many semi-desert and arid steppe regions. With their rapid reproduction and high adaptability, they not only compete fiercely with native livestock for water and food, but also destroy natural vegetation, causing soil erosion and imbalance in the native ecosystem. In particular, many herds of wild donkeys roam uncontrolled and often spill onto the roads, obstructing traffic and even leading to serious accidents for local people. Given the damage to the environment, agriculture, and traffic safety, hunting wild donkeys with guns has become a necessary measure to control the population, reduce ecological pressure, and protect people's livelihoods. The hunting ground was in a semi-arid area of Namibia's central highlands, where donkey herds often move south during the changing seasons in search of new food. Coming to a large, open area with scorched grass, we found traces of fresh dung, indicating that the herd had recently passed through. I had brought my Winchester Model 70, 308 Win, a highly accurate rifle, well suited to long-range shooting at moving targets. A donkey was foraging alone. To avoid being detected, I lay face down on the ground, placing the rifle in front of me. Pointing the muzzle straight at the donkey's chest, a shot rang out, shattering the silence of the forest. I had conquered it. A few hundred yards further in, we began to hear the faint sound of hooves hitting the ground, very faint but insistent. On a gentle rise, I knelt down and trained my scope on the sound. And then there they were, a herd of about 8 wild donkeys, nibbling on some low brush on the edge of the mountainside. One of the herd was a large, sturdy animal, with dark gray fur and erect ears that flapped like antennae. It was the leader, usually the one to move ahead and react first when it sensed danger. I decided to stick close to its path, because if the leader fell, the entire herd would panic and split apart. I adjusted my aim, took a deep breath, and pulled the trigger. The shot rang out dry, followed by a chilling silence. The donkey was hit just behind the shoulder, staggered a few steps, and collapsed. The herd immediately scattered, running in all directions, leaving a trail of dust in its wake. One of the other shooters fired again, taking down another donkey as it veered away from the mound. Do you think this is an effective way to control the encroaching wild donkeys? Leave your thoughts in the comments below so we can hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more exciting content. In the days that followed, we continued south, through rocky terrain and sun-scorched grasslands. Wild donkeys travel in packs and are good at hiding in arid environments, but that makes them dangerous when the packs grow unchecked. In some areas, wild donkeys have been reported to encroach on native Soro habitat, reducing the survival of many rare native species.
I see. Far Will.
Mikey's just out, gonna have a go at it. Take your time. Miss. Maybe we should take these two to start. Good shot. Yeah, that's fatal. Right in the heart.
The African sun poured down on the dry savanna, where a herd of wild donkeys grazed silently among the sparse thorn bushes. The hunter hid in the dense acacia bushes, holding his rifle tightly in his hand, his eyes following the leader with his large stature and high-eared perch. A light wind blew by, stirring up dust, obscuring the hunter's slow movements as he approached the ideal shooting spot.
That's the donkey. Hit the donkey.
Only about 60 meters away, he stopped, held his breath, and put his hand on the trigger. A loud bang rang out, and the donkeys scattered in panic in the dust. The leader, hit by the bullet, staggered a few steps and fell, its forehooves kicking up amid angry and wild screams. The scene was both fierce and depicted the harshness of life in a land where humans and nature are always in an uncompromising confrontation. Two wild donkeys stood in the middle of a scorched grassland, quietly chewing dry leaves under the harsh African desert sun. A gentle wind slanted along the slope, which was favorable for not carrying the scent of humans. The two donkeys moved side by side, each step cautiously, but they clearly did not sense the lurking danger. I adjusted my sights, aiming at the larger one, which seemed to be the leader. The gunshot rang out, tearing the quiet air. It collapsed immediately, its legs twitching in the dust. The remaining donkey panicked and turned to run, but only managed to run a few dozen meters before the second bullet hit its shoulder, causing it to collapse with a long, terrified neigh. The ambush took place in just a few dozen seconds, fast, clean, and decisive. As the sun set behind the red hills, the hunt ended in silence and dust lingered on the cracked ground. Although it was only a short hunt, it clearly showed the severity of the invasion by wild donkeys. They not only destroyed crops and competed with livestock for water, but also severely degraded the local ecosystem. Using rifles to control the population is not simply an act of hunting, but part of an effort to protect the land and the ecological balance. However, donkeys are not dangerous animals, so hunting must be strictly controlled to not affect the natural ecosystem. Wildlife crises in the southern plains of Kenya are nothing new. A pride of 8 lions repeatedly attacked livestock during the night, leaving cow carcasses strewn in the bushes the next morning. Locals, helpless and angry, sent a distress call to wildlife control. And then a professional hunting team was called in, not for sport, but to deal with a real, invasive threat. Lions had crossed their natural boundaries and invaded human life. The Land Cruiser shuddered as the front wheels rolled over a hard mound of dirt. Ahead was a patch of low, scattered brush, where the largest male lion in the pride had been caught on an infrared camera 2 nights ago, dragging a killed donkey back to his hideout. The headwind was picking up the stench. The hunter lowered the window and quietly raised the barrel of his rifle, the scope vibrating as he adjusted his breathing. Suddenly, a roar sounded off to the left, followed by a yellow silhouette leaping out of the brush. The .375 HNH Magnum went off, but not in the direction he had intended. African nature is characterized by aridity, lacking dense green forests. Instead there are open lands, sparse trees, and the air is always hot and dry. For hunters, this condition is both an advantage and a challenge. Wide vision helps them easily observe and track prey from a distance, but at the same time makes it more difficult to approach the target due to the lack of hiding places, which pose many dangers. In that context, lions know how to take advantage of low bushes scattered on the grasslands to hide, silently monitor and stalk prey with incredible patience and precision. After walking in the forest for about an hour, a male lion stood before us. At that moment, I knew that it would never have the chance to enter the hunting village again.
Very old man. Good job, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Less than an hour later, as the harsh midday sun beat down, the hunters, walking from the indigenous village into the forest, spotted a lioness hidden behind a low clump of trees. Returning to their vehicle, they loaded their rifles and headed towards the lion. A seasoned hunter with extensive experience in hunting wild animals was tasked with taking down the target. He placed his gun on a rack, 50 meters from the lion, and surrounded by trees and grass that limited visibility. Yet, the hunter took down the huge lion with just one shot.
Very well done.
But the trouble was only just beginning. When a lioness discovered her brethren had been killed, she did not run away but charged madly. Before the support force could react, she had jumped over the logistics truck. A sniper shot from the vehicle's turret missed, only tearing its shoulder. The chase began. The vehicle turned around as if it was being chased by a ghost, accelerating in the direction the beast was charging. The encroachment had pushed the lions into a dead end, forcing them to stop avoiding and actively attack humans. They were no longer proud big cats, but ghosts in the village.
Shoot again.
Shot.
Wait, finish.
The sunset dyed the acacia trees red as the hunting party set up camp within the electric fence. The distant roar was not unusual in Africa, but this time it was closer than expected. A male lion was wandering close to the campsite, drawn by the lights and scent of humans. Instead of running away, one of the team members ventured out with a headlamp and gun. Catching the lion's eye in the pale yellow light, he pulled the trigger. A streak of fire appeared. The lion fell to its knees, writhed, and lay still. They had to act before they were attacked again. Do you think this is an effective way to control the king of the jungle? Leave your comments, and if you have any questions or have more effective lion control methods, please leave them in the comment section so we can learn more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us. Early the next morning, a report from a village 5 kilometers away said that a skinny lion was wandering around a cattle ranch. Without hesitation, the hunting party split into 2 groups. In a sheltered spot where a wildebeest had been killed the day before, they set a trap for an old goat, a live bait. After 30 tense minutes, heavy footsteps clattered on gravel. The lion appeared. It smelled the bait, and then, the trap sprang. The steel clamp snapped shut on its hind legs. A shot from behind quickly ended the invader's life. The border between Sayville Park and the agricultural area was marked red on maps after a series of lion attacks on livestock. A goat farmer once witnessed a lion attack a herd of goats. He was so frightened that he had to hunt the animals immediately, leaving the pasture bare under the blazing sun. A professional hunting team was sent out early in the morning, armed with large rifles and all-terrain vehicles. They followed the clear footprints on the dry land, sticking close to the bushes where the lions often lie. The sun shone directly into the barrel of the gun as the oldest gunman raised his rifle and aimed at a bush that had just moved. The chase began, in broad daylight, in a land where lions and humans were fighting for every inch. The already harsh lives of African farmers are made even more stressful by the unpredictable intrusions of these predators. Each hunt is not only an act of protection, but also a warning message about the increasingly fragile boundaries between wild nature and human territory. Lions are symbols of the African wild, creatures that need to be protected within their natural range. But when they cross the boundary, attack people, and destroy livestock, they are no longer the rulers of the grasslands, they are real threats.
Difficult to say how, but they found.
Hunts like these are not about showing off, but about restoring order, preserving life for both worlds, human and natural. And every gunshot in the bush is a bell for the difficult future of coexistence between humans and wild animals.